everyone, I'm Erica from Erica Enchanted, and I guess I'm starting a YouTube channel. I wanted to start a channel because I get super excited every time I find a YouTuber who is Black and geeky, and bonus points if they're a woman. And I'm always like, man, I want more of these. I want to see more women in nerd spaces that have traditionally been dominated by men, usually white men. And then I thought, hey, be the change you want to see in the world, right? So I'm doing it myself. I'm excited to share with you guys. I swear I will do a proper introduction video and tell you all about me. But today, because we are celebrating Juneteenth, I really wanted to kind of talk about just being a Black person in America who is kind of nerdy, kind of geeky, loves cartoons and fandom and 90s nostalgia. And I thought of no better people to discuss that with than my two sisters, two fellow nerdy Black women in this space. And so we had a little chat. Take a look. What was the first time that you ever saw yourself represented in the fandoms that you love?
For me, with seeing Black characters in video games, it was in Borderlands. You know, I really didn't see too many like people who really looked like me. Recently though, in Borderlands 3 we had Calypso, and they were like major characters, but before that everyone else was just like a sidekick and everything. So it was really weird, and you can kind of customize your characters however you wanted to. But yeah, like in the story, we didn't get like Black characters until like Borderlands 3 really.
Wow, and that was
Just 2 years ago, which is wild.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
That's wild. What about you, Debbie? You know, you're really into anime. So anime is like, this is my otaku sister. What's the first, like, or have you felt yourself represented in the world of anime at all? And if so, when?
Honestly, we haven't gotten as close as have like actual Black characters until one character from My Hero Academia recently, which is Rocklock. We got him, and then I guess
What about Bleach? Or is she?
Bleach. Technically, she's not actually Black.
Is she not?
No.
Did y'all know that?
Wild.
She's not Black. I thought she was Black. Wait, she has brown skin. How does that?
Like going back to like 2004, we had like Soul Eater. We did have like 3 characters actually that were Black. They weren't actually like main characters. They were all supporting cast. We got to see them maybe like maybe 5 episodes, if that. And you could tell that they were Black because of how their hair was. Their hair were actually, basically all of those characters, their hair was all dreaded.
Oh,
So you could tell that they were supposed to be Black.
And how does that make you like feel? Like, do you feel noticed? Is it like, oh, like they noticed me, like they care that I am a fan of this genre and I'm being represented here now and I can be in this space and feel comfortable like I belong here? Or does it not really matter to you, or you just kind of like, well, you know, I've always loved it and it is what it is?
So, well, I do try to actually cosplay the Black characters, which is sometimes a really loose term in anime. It's really just the one who's the darkest. But at the same time, I will also do the ones that aren't Black because, like, there's not enough Black characters to do.
That's another big thing, is that cosplay. So with any fandom, you know, we want to cosplay, we want to go to cons. It's what nerds do. So we always have this decision to make, right? Because obviously we don't have the same hair that like the princesses have, this long flowy situation. You know, we have our natural like 4C coily hair. And so I feel like we always have that decision to make of, so do we wig up? Do I go blonde if it's a blonde character, which is completely unnatural and like, you know, not really something that would happen for us? Or do we adapt and do the character but as if the character were Black? And I feel like an example of that is we did a Powerpuff Girls cosplay, the 3 of us. And we really played with the puff in the Powerpuff.
It was amazing.
It was so much fun. We did Power Puff. So we all had like our natural hair. Tammy actually just used her natural hair.
Yeah.
And then Debbie and I had hair pieces of like Afro puffs representing each of the girls. And we did them in the colors. So she was Bubbles and blonde, and I had a red one. And it was just so much fun, and it felt really empowering also, just to kind of take these characters that we love and make them our own. But do you know what I'm gonna say?
Oh, I know where we're going with this.
So we're at Anime Expo, and this guy who I guess had some outlet. I don't know.
I think it was a YouTube channel, honestly.
Maybe, hopefully he's watching.
Right.
But yeah, we're getting lots of compliments. People are like, wow, I love what you did with this. It's amazing. Can we take your pictures? We're thriving. We're like, yes. Hello. We're very proud of what we did. And this guy, a grown male, white man, comes to us and says, and he wants to interview us. So, he's asking questions about our cosplay. Everything's okay. And then he goes, oh, I get it. So you're the Powerpuff Girls, like if they were from the hood.
Not okay. But how insulting though to like or I would never have like the courage to say that to anyone.
That part.
So why did he feel the need to say it to us?
Because first of all, as I don't know this guy. I don't know where he's from. I don't know his history. But he didn't seem like the type of person who even understands what that term means, like what it means to be from the hood or what he was saying. He thought he was being hilarious. He chuckled, and let me tell you the part that really cuts deep is that I didn't say anything. None of us did. And I really wish I had. It was one of those things where, we've become so accustomed to these microaggressions. We've lived with them our whole lives.
Yeah.
We've been growing up with it all the time, and we just kind of learn to laugh it off and and uncomfortably and awkwardly. And for what? To not make the other person uncomfortable, to not make the person who just offended us with a microaggression uncomfortable. I feel like that was a pivotal moment for me, because I really, I was angry with myself for not saying anything, and I think I want to, going forward, be much more aware of those situations and stand up for myself and stand up for each other, because it's not okay.
It's never okay. I also felt weird that I didn't say anything, but
Yeah.
I also thought that I might say the wrong thing because I was Buttercup. I'm Buttercup in real life.
She is.
So that's why I just kind of had to walk away, but I'm choosing to fight back now.
And that's something, I don't know about you guys, but probably so. We have very similar experiences. Our age differences are not that big. And I feel like I got it in high school. I got it, once I started going online and finding fandom forums, started going to conventions, even with some of my girlfriends. I've gotten like, oh, so you're like a whitewashed black person.
An Oreo. We love to hear.
Love to hear that
was
one.
the most.
And it's just kind of like, no, that's what? So let's talk about the flip side of that coin, because it's not all on white people, because I've also felt kind of animosity from my own community too. I don't know if you guys have ever gotten that, being a nerd.
Yeah.
It's, a lot of times we hear white people shit.
Yep.
What is that?
That's
Come
anime,
on.
that's Disney,
Yeah.
that's cartoons, that's all the shit we love. It's white people shit,
Superhero stuff.
supposedly.
Comics.
And how can we stop racializing? Is that a word? I don't know.
Yeah.
Can we
It's
stop?
gotta be one.
Can we stop giving a race or a gender or whatever it is to just art? It's art.
It is. It is art.
It's art. It's open for interpretation. If I want to be a character that doesn't look like me, I'm gonna be that character. And especially because there aren't a whole lot of characters who do look like me. So we're giving me this slim pickings to choose from, then sometimes I'm gonna have to dip from another pool and make it my own. And that's just the way it's gonna be. And that's why we need representation. That's why we need to see ourselves represented in these spaces. When I'm talking about representation or the lack thereof, I always have someone saying, but there are so many characters in such and such universe. It happened with Star Wars. There are so many black characters in the Star Wars universe. It's like, what?
Mace Windu? Is that all they were thinking of?
Mace Windu, there's Finn. There are some, but they're compared to there's so much Star Wars content, and I can probably count the black characters, even side characters, not just the main characters, on both of my hands, if not only one, because I'm not super thinking about it. When someone's saying that they feel underrepresented, they probably feel underrepresented. That means that they're not seeing themselves enough. They're not seeing themselves in a space. They're not feeling comfortable in that space. Don't take that away. Don't minimalize it. Don't trivialize, anyone else's experience, basically.
That's a really good way to put that.
Yeah. I also want to talk about Black Ariel.
Yay.
Happening
I'm so
soon.
excited.
Love
Big fan.
Halle Bailey so much.
Yeah.
And I'm just really excited. Again, we got Tiana we were all adults by that point.
Yeah.
We're adults now, but just knowing that I have a 9-year-old and just knowing that she's growing up in a world where Black princesses do exist, that's huge. You know, maybe she won't have to have these types of conversations in her adult life. She won't have to unpack these things of not seeing herself in the fandoms that she does.
I really hope so, honestly.
So I guess to wrap,
Go watch Boondocks, honestly.
Oh, Boondocks is a good
Yeah.
one. There's been a lot of really great like Black cartoons and Black characters. Susie Carmichael, shout out to Cree Summer for
Right.
voicing like every Black character ever.
Seriously.
She was my childhood, in all honesty. And who else? I'm drawing a blank right now. Gerald from Hey Arnold.
Hey, Arnold.
We love you. Skeeter Valentine. I know you're blue, but I think you're
black, right?
You're black.
We
Shout
know.
out
You
to
blue, but you black.
shout out to all the animated homies.
Yeah, and Afro Samurai.
Afro Samurai, absolutely. So thanks you guys for sitting down and having this chat with me, and thank you for watching. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, you're empty.
Oh, that's bad.
And that is my first episode. I'm really excited about this channel. I have a lot of really cool things I want to do with it. I go to theme parks all the time. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm at Erica Enchanted. You know that I'm the biggest Disney nerd. Hi, Mickey Mouse, right? So if you like Disney, if you like theme parks, if you like Avatar, The Last Airbender, and Marvel Comics and Star Wars, all of those things are my jam. I also have a really huge love for 90s nostalgia and 90s cartoons. So we're gonna be talking about all of that. I will get up an introduction video so you can know a little bit more about me. But in the meantime, if you're interested and if you like this, I would love for you guys to like and subscribe and just kind of boost my channel, help me get a start. And I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Smash that bell. What does the bell do? I don't know what the